Sometimes during an inquiry you can have groups that aren't really listening to each other. They're more keen about having their say than they are about responding to what other people are saying. So you can pause the inquiry, get people to kind of hold their thoughts where they're at, and then do an activity which is called You Said, I Think. And the way this works is you get people to pair up. One person starts by saying what they think at that moment, and then the other person has to repeat as closely as possible what the other person has said. And they say, you said, repeat it, and then they say, I think, and say what they think themselves in response. And that goes backwards and forwards. Let's go for, could a robot ever be responsible for a crime? So what do you think, Tom? Could a robot ever be responsible for a crime?
No, I don't think it can, because a robot is programmed by humans, therefore the humans are ultimately responsible.
Okay, you said it couldn't because a robot is programmed by humans, so humans would be ultimately responsible. But I think that it might be possible in the future to program a robot so that you had two robots that were programmed the same, but they would develop enough of a mind of their own that this robot might do that and the other robot would do the opposite because they genuinely thought about it themselves. And then the robot would be responsible.
Okay. So you said that one day in the future there could be two robots programmed in the same way, but one decides to do one thing, another decides to do another because they've been programmed to think and they can have that sense of decision making. I think that we don't have any evidence of that so far. There's nothing you could draw upon from the modern day to suggest that would happen. So I think that's quite a leap to say that would be possible in the future.
Okay, you think that we haven't got any evidence that that could happen from what's happened so far, so that would be quite a leap in the future. I'd agree, but I think that we have got evidence that there have been other sorts of leaps already in technology, and I don't see why that leap should be any different. So I think that leap will happen too.
So you said it's a leap, but it's no different from other leaps that we've had in technology, and therefore anything could be possible, to paraphrase you slightly. I think that we're dealing with the issue of consciousness, therefore this is a different leap to all of the other technological leaps we've had, because we're now talking about consciousness, decision making, the human mind, and that's one area we have not yet got into enough to know what the future would hold.
So you said that we're now talking about consciousness and that we haven't got enough into that to know what the future can hold. So that's rather different to the other leaps that already happened. But I think that we like to tell ourselves that consciousness is like a different kind of leap altogether that computers might never make, and that that's a bit like us thinking, well, machines could replace people who work in factories or who, till the land and things like that, but they couldn't replace me as a teacher or a philosopher because I'm far too important. So I think it's vanity to think that that leap isn't going to happen.
Okay. I've got something to say to that, but I think we better stop there.
We better stop there, yeah.